welcome to Storytime Friends, a channel where short stories with reflections are told. I'm Elise Sinclair, and although I am not an English native speaker, I write short stories in English to share them with people from all over the world. Each Saturday, a new story is told on this channel. You can join our Facebook community to share your own reflections about each story with others, Storytime Friends Community, or on Instagram, storytime.friends. And now, let's begin with the first story on this channel. And the title is Change of Life. Another day just like the rest of the days at work, feeling exhausted, frustrated, and with a sense of lack of personal fulfillment. David, who is an experienced accountant that works for an important company in his hometown, thought. He is very responsible and he performs his task with excellence, but he always comes back home with a bitter taste that lingers in his mouth. Soon it's going to be his birthday. He'll be 50. He's very grateful to have a well-paid job, because he has a family to support and a mortgage to pay. But his job doesn't meet his expectations and doesn't give him a sense of personal fulfillment. But what can he do? He's not a young man anymore. He has commitments and responsibilities. He can't leave his job now. He feels trapped, as if he was in a cage, drowning in deep waters. David, called Andrew, the boss of the office. This is a sterling piece of work. Let me congratulate you. Oh, thanks a lot, David said with a smile on his face. Next day, Andrew had a meeting and he presented David's reports as if it was based on his own research and ideas. Andrew always takes the credit for David's work, and instead of working himself, he's always socializing with others, drinking coffee, and getting ready to buy tickets for football matches. Those who have social influence in the company get promoted, although they don't pull their weight and they make a lot of mistakes, and that demoralizes those who are responsible and competent. David started having stomach and headaches, and sometimes it was very difficult for him to stand the pain. David, why don't you visit Dr. Kamota Onagi? Sam, his best friend, asked him. Well, it's not a bad idea. Give me his phone number and I'll make an appointment, David said. A week later, he visited Dr. Kamota Onagi, who practices Chinese medicine. Your energy is stuck. You have an emotional problem that doesn't let your energy flow. Your body is talking to you and it's giving you a warning, Dr. Onagi said. David told Dr. Onagi about his job and his feelings about wasting his life. What's your passion? Listen to your heart and answer me. Well, I love plants. I can spend hours in my garden. I feel at ease surrounded by plants and trees, David said. So try to spend more time doing that, Dr. Onagi advised him. Listen to me carefully. Every single one of us has a purpose in life, and when you do the things we are meant to do, the sense of joy and fulfillment is huge. Let your inner voice guide you and you'll have a fruitful life. But how am I going to earn a living doing that? David asked. I'm not telling you to leave your job. I'm telling you to spend more time doing what you love, and you'll see what happens. Let your soul and creativity express themselves. David followed Dr. Onagi's advice, and he started spending the weekends doing gardening. He had a special connection with plants. He could grow the most beautiful orchids, roses, and other magnificent flowers and trees. Everybody in his neighborhood commented on his special gardening skills. He felt so happy that he couldn't believe it. One day, while he was working on his garden, a stranger got close to him and said, "Good afternoon. You have a wonderful garden. Do you grow all these plants and trees? Yeah, David said. I'm in charge of the garden. Well, let me introduce myself. I'm Robert Garrison and I am a flower supplier for different florists. I would like to buy your flowers for a reasonable price. David explained Robert that gardening was his hobby and that he earned a living as an accountant. But Robert told him that he could send him the flowers he wanted when he was available and without any pressure. He gave him his card with his phone number, said goodbye, and left. Why don't you take advantage of that opportunity? Sam, his best friend, asked him when David told him about what had happened. A week later, David met Mr. Garrison once again in his neighborhood, and they started talking about the proposal he had made. They came to an agreement and David started selling him his flowers. He was very excited about what he was experiencing because he was doing what he loved to do. And when you feel happy and grateful, the universe gives you more about what you are experiencing. David got to know that a prosperous flower shop a few blocks around his house was on sale, and at a very convenient price. He bought it and he became the accountant of his own business. He couldn't believe that that was possible. When he let his inner voice and intuition guide him, unexpected doors opened. And now let's start with the reflections of the story. Sometimes we feel trapped as David did, and we think that there's no way out of the situation we are experiencing. We feel powerless and at the mercy of circumstances. Most of the time, it's more comfortable for us to keep in our comfort zone, although we don't like what we have to pass through, because that gives us a sense of security. We are used to dealing with the situation that everyday life presents us. A leap of faith is required to change our circumstances in a wise way, and to do that, we have to connect with our inner voice, the wise guidance that we receive when we quiet our mind and body and tune in our eternal essence waiting for us to awaken. Thank you so much, friends, for joining this channel. If you like this video, subscribe, turn on the notifications, leave a comment down below, and remember that you can share your own reflections with others by joining our community on Facebook. I can't wait to see you next Saturday in my next video. And always remember that in the story of your own life, you are the star.